Jeffrey wakes up at 1 p.m. He starts off his day by waking up, going outside his bed, and going to the computer chair. What do you think he's going to do? He opens Discord, he gets into a voice call with his friends, and then he proceeds to play Raid Shadow Legends. After that, he gets a little hungry. Instead of having a healthy breakfast, he eats junk food that ruins his health. He feels like he's kind of tired and he wonders, oh, why am I always tired? Maybe it's because you don't. Maybe it's because you stay up all night. He drinks shitty energy drinks. After he has done the bare minimum work he has to do for school, for his work, he scrolls on social media. Jeffrey's life has become like this because he does not have a clear purpose, unlike Adonis. Adonis spends his day in the gym. He spends hours on his computer learning new things and working on his business. All of this because he has a clear set purpose that he has written down on paper and that he has obsessed over. Purpose setting. How do you set a purpose and actually achieve it? Number one thing I'm going to discuss in this video is that without some things that you need to know. Without purpose, there's no order in life. We need to go back to the meaning of the word. What is purpose? What is your purpose? What is the world's purpose? What is the purpose of a father? What is the purpose of the mother? What is the purpose? The purpose is your mission in the world. It's like what you're going to give to the world. How are you going to contribute to society? How are you going to contribute to yourself, to your family? Purpose, it's a very deep thing. And nowadays, for some reason, people don't have purposes for some reason. I'm going to discuss why this is happening in future slides. So, if you are in a bad place, if you're addicted to social media, to playing video games, you can't get disciplined, you can't get you're unmotivated, you can't you're not reading books, you're playing video games, you're doing all of the bad habits. It's probably because you don't have a purpose. It's probably because you don't have a clear mission in life, because the brain goes like this. Since we're focusing on nothing, why don't we just chase pleasure instead? Because it's all of the things that you do are kind of because you want pleasure, the short term and the long term. The short term pleasure is like the bad habits that you do that feel good: social media, video games, junk food. Okay, but similarly, the things that you do right now that don't feel good, so in the future, because you want your life in the future to be better, and this is also sort of like chasing a better life. So it's all the same. So when your mind doesn't have a purpose, something in the long term that's going to happen. If you haven't wrote it down, if you haven't declared it to yourself, then your mind is going to choose the next type and the easier type of pleasure, which is the instant gratification, the bad pleasure. How do you actually set your purpose? Because you need to actually set it. You're going to do this with me right now. This is like an actionable step. You need to do this right now. Sit down with nothing. Just go in an empty room, a small empty room, where there's no one, there's no distractions, there's no screens, there's no phone. Bring a journal with you, or a piece of paper, a pen, something you can write down, and then start off. Plan to stay there for 1 hour, and just write down. Just keep thinking. What is my purpose? What do I need to do with my life? How am I supposed to contribute to society? Just write that down. Write that question. What is my purpose? And just sit there and think about it. Just think about it. It may be this. Is it achieving good physique? No. Is it starting a business? No. Oh yeah, I want to become a father. And oh, but I don't want to become a father. I'm not ready yet. It's like, okay, maybe I want to do. Okay, maybe I want to actually get into, I don't know, English, literature, whatever. Maybe I want to focus on my studies and become an engineer. And just sit there for 1 hour. Keep thinking. What do I want to achieve? What is my purpose? What are the goals? What is the ideal life that I could have? What would make me most happy in the future? Just keep thinking there and stay there for 1 hour and just write down until at the end of the session you'll have a really good understanding, an understanding that's better than most people's, about what your purpose is. It's not going to be complete. No one has a complete purpose. I don't have a complete purpose. Hamza doesn't have a complete purpose. But just 80% of 80% of information about your purpose, and you're better than 0.01% of people. And now then, when you've got through the thoughts, after 1 hour, just going to write down what is your purpose for the next few years, for the next few months. So for me, it's building a physique and making money. That's why I make so my day just consists of just like gym, you record these YouTube videos. Now, after you have these two purposes, these two big purposes, like these life-changing big accomplishments, you're going to set a reasonable goal for the months, for the year, for the next 2 years, for the next 3 years, etc., etc. So let's just say your goal is to build an aesthetic physique. Your goal this month could be like like lose this amount of weight. Or if your goal is to make money on YouTube, become a famous YouTube personality, just write down for this month, get to 50 subscribers. Set reasonable small goals that you can relatively achieve with enough hard work. And this is called, like, you know that law was like, if you set a deadline for yourself, if not like if someone else sets it, then you're probably going to do it. It's called uh, placebo. No, that's it. I forgot its name. I'm sorry, but like, if you set a deadline, a time to achieve something, and it's realistic, you're probably going to achieve it. And then you need to dedicate as much as possible to achieving this purpose, to achieving this goal, to achieving this reasonable goal. And then you'll keep setting these small goals, and then you'll find yourself like, oh my god, my life is so cool. But then unfortunately, your purpose will end. Like خلاص, you got to the 1 million subscribers, and and you've saved up enough money, you've built the aesthetic physique, and then it all starts again where you need to find another purpose, achieve it. It just keeps going in cycles. Every single like year, 2 years, you're going to find a new purpose. This is how a masculine man lives. Now the question that I want to discuss with you is, why are we with no purpose? Back then everyone had a purpose, everyone had a mission. But now, with social media, video games, junk food, distractions, we're distracted. We don't have enough time to think. No one, like most people don't think, what am I gonna do with my life? They don't think that. They just think about playing video games, scrolling on social media. And this is not their fault. This is the modern world's fault. It's everyone's fault. It's definitely the social media companies and the software engineers' faults. It's definitely their faults, that's for sure. But it's everyone's fault. If you are distracted, if you're not disciplined, if you have been fed like modern bullshit, modern propaganda, if you have been fed this, then you're not going to find your purpose. The only way is to block out all distractions and to just focus on this question: what is my purpose? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe, like, comment down below, and thank you.